Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. We will be discussing today how to identify parts of a paragraph. So, as you know, we have initially three parts to a paragraph: a topic sentence, a concrete detail, and a concluding sentence. This can be represented by the hamburger method, in which the bun is the topic sentence, and the concrete details are the lettuce, the tomato, the hamburger, and any other toppings you want on your hamburger, and then the bottom bun is the concluding sentence. So mine might look a little bit different because I'm using a different program, but essentially the method to separate each part of a paragraph is the same. So first we're going to look for our topic sentence. And the topic sentence, as a reminder, is to introduce what we will be talking about. We need to let the reader know what the paragraph is going to be about. So if we look at the different options we have here, we saw many different types of animals. My favorite animal that we saw was the sloths. I will never forget my visit to the zoo. The zookeeper taught us new information about sloths and some of the other animals. When I was on vacation, my family went to the zoo. So evidently we are talking about a trip to the zoo. But which sentence is our topic sentence? We'll have to go back and look. So if we look at each of these, we really want to look for the sentence that gives a generalized statement about what we'll be talking about, as we said, an introduction. So if we look at each of the statements, we can easily eliminate a few of the options. We saw many different types of animals. Well, okay, you could say that. We saw many different types of animals, but that really doesn't give us a sense of what we're talking about. It would kind of take the reader by surprise if they were supposed to see that. My favorite animal that we saw was the sloths. Well, okay, I could see that, but where did you see them? Like, there's no background information for that. I will never forget my visit to the zoo. Okay, well, that might be, it's a little more generalized, which is good, but it's really not introducing anything. The zookeeper taught us new information about the sloths and some of the other animals. Well, this kind of goes along with the favorite animal statement. So if we look at the last option, when I was on vacation, my family went to the zoo. So that really is the best choice because we're telling the readers what we're going to be talking about. Your trip to the zoo when you went on vacation with your family. So we can just drag this box up here to the topic sentence area, and we have our topic sentence. So now anything else we put is going to be giving further information about that trip to the zoo. So when we went to the zoo, we saw many different types of animals. Good, okay, so that makes sense. What does the zoo have? Lots of different animals. Perfect. So we can put that right there. Okay, next concrete detail. My favorite animal that we saw was the sloth. That works, but we can keep going. I will never forget my visit to the zoo. The zookeeper taught us new information about the sloths and some of the other animals. Well, we can't use the last one because we haven't talked about any of the sloths yet. And if we say, I will never forget my visit to the zoo, that implies that you saw the animals and you'll never forget them. That's great, but we still have some more information to include. So my favorite animal that we saw was the sloth is the best option for this. So when I was on vacation, my family went to the zoo. We saw many different types of animals. One of the animals that you saw, which happens to be this student's favorite type of animal, was the sloths. Alright, next, the last concrete detail. The zookeeper taught us new information about the sloths and some of the other animals. This is the best fit because it's referring back to the concrete detail that we mentioned before. My favorite animal was the sloths, and then even references the one prior to that, we saw many different types of animals. So not only did the zookeeper teach this family about the sloths, but they also taught them about all of the other animals. So that's the best fit. Now for the concluding sentence, obviously we only have one more option. I will never forget my visit to the zoo, but notice how this kind of wraps everything up. Because of all of these different concrete details, this is why this person will never be able to forget the visit to the zoo, so it's the best fit. Alright, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class.